Hey folks, Colton Woods here with your Monday Morning Motivation, and I'm super excited to reconnect with y'all this week and get your week started off on a positive note. Now guys, whatever you're doing this week, whether you're driving the kids to work, you're working out, going for a run, or maybe even headed to work yourself, I want you guys to take just a few moments. I want you to be very raw, very vulnerable, very real with yourself. And I want you to tap into those dreams that you have. Maybe it's been a while since you've thought about them. Maybe you've just recently thought about them because we went through the whole New Year's resolution deal about a month ago. But I want you to take a moment. I want you to think about the dreams. I want you to be real with yourself. I want you to be honest with yourself about what those dreams truly are. It could be within your family. It could be how big of a family you want to have. It could be where you would like to live. It could be how many clients you would like to bring into your business or into your funnel within the next month, quarter, year. It could be how much money you would like to donate to charity over the next certain period of time. Or it could be maybe a trip that you would like to take because some people value the time they spend with others. So maybe it's a trip, a vacation with your friends or your family, your kids, your husband, your spouse, whatever it may be that you would like to venture on and create those memories and see new things out in the world. Because just recently I just got back from spending about 10, 11 days over in Portugal, furthering my own horsemanship, understanding, and being able to see some phenomenal sights across the world. And it was my first time to Europe, and over that course of that trip, we had a little bit of trouble with our travels and all that good stuff. And if you travel enough, it'll happen. But I got to thinking about some of the things that I would like to have that could become goals and dreams of mine. And I realized that where I was currently at in my mindset wasn't big enough. So as you think about your dreams, as you think about your goals, what I want you to do is one simple math equation. I want to take whatever you think is possible and I want you to multiply it by 10. Now this is where I think it's really valuable to write this down, because that is a big number. That's a big multiplier. We're not multiplying it by 2 or by 4 or by 6. We're multiplying it by 10. So if you want to donate $1,000 to charity, you might be able to have a realistic idea of what that could do for that charity. But what would happen if you could donate $10,000 to that charity? How much of an effect, how much of an impact could that make just on that charity? Because it doesn't just stop there, because you have to turn around. In turn, to get that $10,000 to donate, you have to be able to make that $10,000. So what's the impact when you then up your game to the point where you can afford to give $10,000 to charity every year or however often you would like to? Maybe you want to bring those 4 extra clients into your office or into your funnel or into your sales team or whatever the case may be, and now it's 40. What does that look like, and what kind of impact does that have when you can help 10 times, when you can help 40 clients instead of 4 clients? Because chances are you'll have to expand your team to help those 4 people. You might have to bring on 5 or 6 new employees or new team members into their lives. So you're helping those people's lives as well as the clients' lives. Maybe you're going to go, maybe that trip that I discussed, maybe that's your ultimate dream of taking your friends, your family, your kids, your husband, your spouse on such an amazing trip. And you 10x that trip. What does that trip look like? Because first, just like the donation, you have to be able to afford to do that. So that means that your income has to go up or your business has to grow to be able to afford to do something to that magnitude. That will impact lives. And then all the funds that are spent going on that trip to wherever you may go, that impacts lives, right? So a lot of us, when we 10x this, I did this myself. I wrote down some of the things that I would like to achieve, and then I 10x those. And it was an interesting feeling, because I'm not much of one for self-doubt necessarily, but there was that funny feeling of, is this even possible? Is this real? And when you find that little bit of self-doubt, that's a self-protection mechanism within yourself, your brain trying to tell you, no, that's too much. Because it's trying to save you from this self-disappointment and the risk that comes along with that. It's so easy to get comfortable and complacent, because when we find that little honey hole of comfort, that's where things are safe, and that's where our brains want to reside. But in order for us to get to that next level, we have to push past that, and we have to remember that if we weren't born to grow and change, we would have been born knowing everything we need to know. We've been born just the way we needed to be, and clearly when we're born, we're only about this big, and we continue to grow There's a reason that we pursue our education. We pursue certain crafts and skills within the skill sets we need. There's a reason that we all have different passions and all interests within our lives. And so it's very important that we realize that when we were put on this earth, that we were put here to grow and expand and become more than we ever thought we could be. And personally, I believe that there might become a time where we could meet the person of who we could have been when it's all said and done. So let's say that time comes, we pass on to whatever that may be. Maybe it's the next life, or go up to heaven, or wherever it may be in your own spiritual realm of things. But say there's the chance that when you get to wherever you're going, you meet who you could have been. For me personally, I don't want to become a stranger. I don't want to be a stranger to that person. I want to be pretty familiar with that, and actually, hopefully, even exceed what the man upstairs had in mind. One of my biggest fears, if I had to put it into a fear category, would be that I met the person that I could have been, and I don't recognize them because I didn't even get close to the potential of what I had during my time here on earth. So that is a motivation. We're either motivated by our beginning or motivated by our end. And I think it's a little bit of both. It's that we were put on this earth to continue to grow and change and make impact and do tremendous things, do things that were 10 times greater than what our brains could ever comprehend. But it's so simple to tap into that, because you can take where your mindset is now and hit that multiplier by 10. Build that picture, write that out, draw it out. What does that map look like when you take what your goals and dreams are now and you multiply them by 10, right? Of course, a lot of that will matter on what you find value in your life, but then realize that that is one way to help you reach your greatest potential. So anyway, guys, Colton was Colton's Horsemanship. If you guys found this insightful and helpful, be sure to share this with a friend. If you're catching this on Facebook or Instagram, greatly appreciate it. Tag them down below in the comments. And if you guys are listening to this on the Heart of Horsemanship podcast, we are super blessed to have you all along for the journey. Be looking forward to more Monday Morning Motivations every single week here from Colton's Horsemanship. Y'all have an absolutely blessed week. Y'all take care.